Hi everyone, it's Carrie from My Friends Call Me Martha, and I am here. We are 2 days away from the new catalog launching, and today I have a really fun technique to share with you guys. And typically I'm just a very lazy crafter and don't like things that are kind of like extra steps and sometimes messy, but today I'm going to do exactly that. And I recently found out that we have really small grid paper, which I think is awesome for projects like this. I usually get the really large ones, which are these, which cover basically your whole desk. But this smaller size is meant to go in our Stamparatus, but you can buy just the book of them separately. So it's super convenient. Again, when you're a card maker, typically everything is within 6 inches. So this paper is great because it also has the lined ruler marks, so you can measure stuff quickly. So I am going to do a color mask technique, and we sell these great packages of masks. These ones are not from the annual catalog. These are from the smaller January to June catalog, so you can still order these, and there is some new ones coming out in the new catalog as well, but I wasn't able to pre-order those. So I'll kind of put them down here on the white paper so that you can see. So this one is a fun butterfly and then a great floral. There's this one which reminds me kind of lace. This one is gorgeous. I've seen a lot of people, actually, I don't really know what is the right side or not. I think you can kind of do either or. Do some great things with these flower images. I think they're super pretty. Little rosettes like. And this one is great, but because of the lines, I do feel like you have to go like really slow and not a lot of pressure. And when I use my blending brushes, I kind of go in a circular motion. So this one I actually haven't played with, but I'm reluctant to, just based on how much movement there is on that design. And then this is the one that I think they pair up with this one, so you get some leaves. And today I'm going to be using this mask right here. And one of the tricks, again, it doesn't totally have to be straight. It really doesn't matter for the design because it's a bunch of flowers. But you're going to want washi tape to kind of hold this down. But I do get ink all over myself regardless, so I've already got the ink on me, so it comes off in like a day or two. And I'm just gonna like grab the corner of that cardstock just to give it a little, but I don't want to cover my cardstock too much because then like my design isn't going to look good. So this one I'm just going to literally go like right up close, but not overlapping. Again, same for this side. And then I'm going to do one more for this corner over here. And that should be good. Like I said, you kind of want to just kind of go slow so you don't end up with a with moving, because if you move the mask, it's going to totally mess up the image. So again, I'm using Starry Sky. I'm just going to grab a little bit of ink. You don't have to press hard or anything like that. And you typically want to start off the page so that you don't end up with a blob of ink. So I always kind of start off to the side to see, oh, see, like I don't even have enough ink on there. And it's going to be a little hard to tell. And I'm going to do it in a way because I don't want it to be like totally uniform. It's hard to kind of get like an ombre effect, but that's kind of like in the back of my mind what I'm thinking of. So I'm going to have my darker areas of color kind of like diagonally. And then as it works out to those corners, be lighter. And I'm sorry if the camera is moving a little bit. It's attached to my desk. And I am gonna kind of peek. Yep, I kind of got it. All right, I think I'm good. Do one little more. I'm telling you, this is like, it's super fun. And now I'm kind of like, I want to do it all the time. So I'm going to try to do this like a big reveal for you all at once. Okay, you ready? Ta-da! Like, how cool is that? So you can, I mean, you can play around with multiple colors. There's so much you can do. And I think the package of 5 or 6 masks is like $10, so they're not expensive. But they really, it's kind of like making your own backgrounds instead of using designer series paper. So I love that. And again, this is why it's important to you need some sort of base. All right, so I have this. And again, you've seen me do this before. I was going to be covering majority of the white, so I die cut a shape out of here so that I wasn't being wasteful. And we're going to take and adhere this. Okay. My seal doesn't want to cooperate with me today. Okay, and then I am going to wrap ribbon around this. I'm going to take a best guess. And I'm gonna, you know what, I'm actually gonna tie a knot and then tie a bow. Makes it a little bit easier sometimes. I pride myself on making great bows. Growing up, when I was like 13, I started working at a gourmet gift store that was like a couple houses down from where we lived, and I learned how to make bows. My first big order that I did for her was for baby shower favors, and again, I was like 13, 14, so very young, and I think I did like 100 of them, 50 of them, a lot, whatever it was, and she made me undo every single one because the bows weren't uniform, and I was like obviously horrified that I was wasting all that ribbon, but I learned how to make bows and I learned how to make them consistent, and I continued to work there, I think up through like my freshman and sophomore year of college, so it was great. I loved working there. And during Christmas season, I would like go to school and then like work as much as I could to help her because the holidays were super busy. And then I cut out some circles. Thought about doing something bold, but I think I'm gonna go with more of the like monochromatic and use, this is the Orchid Oasis. The new in colors, I'm still struggling with learning them all, so I might not have that right. But when I can actually show you the catalog, and I have the ink pad pulled aside so it's not right here in front of me. So I'm gonna raise this up with dimensionals. It also helps to go over when you're using ribbon, the dimensionals help the item obviously sit flat over them. And then I took a sprig. Believe it or not, I've had this die set for, oh God, 2 years maybe. It's actually still going to be in the new catalog, but it has these great, it's called Forever Flourishing dies. It goes with the Forever Fern stamp set, but I just recently found these and I was like, these are great little sprigs of greenery, or in this case I'm using like a white shimmer paper to kind of just give it, I don't know the word that I'm looking for. I'm struggling with words today. So I am going to just use a little bit of liquid glue kind of on these bigger chunks. So again, this card is fairly simple, but like a lot of fun because of the color masking technique. And then I've got Happy Mother's Day stamp on here. Let's see if I can do this straight. Nope. Thankfully there's a second side to the piece of paper. I might be out of camera focus, but I gotta kind of like get more over it. So I apologize if you're looking at the top of my head. Oh, it's still crooked. Oh my goodness, not happy. Thankfully I cut 2 pieces of paper. I'm struggling today, guys. Okay. We got one more straight. This going right in the trash. Now I'm going to cut a little bit off the ends. And you'll kind of see why in a second. It's because I'm using my banner punch, but if you have it, it's only going to cut off a little bit, so you don't want your banner end all the way. And then I always look in the back just to make sure that it is centered. Isn't that great? This is probably the punch I use the most. Oh, there's one in the new catalog that I will show you in a couple days. And it is going to be a great piece to do kind of this, like, I call it a grounding piece when you kind of just use a shape in the background. It's called a decorative circle punch, and I am most excited for it because it's not just a circle. It's got some like scalloping edges, and it'll be great. I love my die cutting machine, but if I can do something with a punch, it's just a little bit easier. And I think for this, I'm just going to use some liquid glue. So our liquid glue, it, you just want to give it like an extra second or two. Like it doesn't dry obviously as quick as like using a glue dot. And then we obviously have to add a little bling. Again, I'm using a take your pick tool. It's great because it picks up our gems. This little end is putty, and then you can buy replacements when your putty is dried up and no longer. But I use this thing like all the time now. It's got a sharp end. This is like a putty end for, we have like an embossing paste. I haven't used that. So it's a great little tool. I actually have 2 of them. All right, and there's our card. So again, love the color masking technique. And if you're interested in purchasing any of the products from today that you saw in the video, or you'd like one of the new catalogs, definitely just reach out and I can get one to you. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.